that say what they want to be isn't realistic? Perhaps. What confused me was, wait a second, the 4-year-old said he was going to be Iron Man. But this guy, the first guy, said he wanted to be a farmer, and then later said it was a dream. He said it was impossible. A farmer. It's not impossible to be a farmer. There's loads of them in the world. So at what point did 4-year-old Iron Man become maybe a farmer? I think it's to do with a thing called social conditioning. Now, what social conditioning is, it's the environment you're raised in and how it affects your decisions in life. So it's heavily influenced by things like the people who raised you, the people you're raised with. It's also heavily influenced by your own experiences. I mean, we all know the phrase, you learn from your mistakes, right? The idea is that you made a mistake once, well, you did a thing once, which you now labeled a mistake, because you didn't enjoy the outcome of that thing. So, in the future, you're not going to do that thing again, because you now consider it a mistake. That's a very small example of what social conditioning is. You've decided not to do this thing again because of an experience. And I have a theory. My theory is as a child gets older, and with age, in ratio to their age, their expectations drop. So as you get older, your expectations drop. Now, this I say theoretically, but I also say it as a victim of this cycle. I've been through this cycle hundreds of times growing up. In fact, I had so many dreams of grandeur, I threw them away just as quickly. This is me, at the age of 13. I know what you're thinking. This guy is a pioneer of fashion. Yes, my hair is red and blue at the same time. That'll trend in 2 years' time, you're welcome. At this age, I've ditched the pirate dream by now, and I decided I'm going to be a violinist. I had the violin, I had the teacher, I had the lessons. I was set to go. In fact, it was better than that. My violin lessons ran over my English class. I mean, it wasn't just an aspiring career choice, it was a get-out-of-jail-free card. This was awesome. However, my English teacher found out why I was driven to her class. I was off learning to play the violin, so she had my class moved. This is the hard part, grab tissues if you have them. She had my violin lessons moved to lunchtime. This was my favourite time. How was I supposed to give up snackables to go pluck some strings in some weird-ass closet with some lady? I wasn't going to do that, so without further ado, I gave up on dream number 2. So let's fast forward to when I was sweet 16. Like a fine wine, my fashion sense gets better with age. Looking like someone who dropped out of skateboarding school, I happened to be single. And because I was single, I also had a lot of spare time on my hands. And with the spare time, I decided to play a lot of video games. As a lot of us do. Now, I was quite a creative and quite imaginative child growing up. I like to think I still am, hopefully. And I used to create stories in my head, fictional stories with characters and arcs and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, I play a lot of video games. I like making stories. When I combine these two, I can make a career out of it. I can be a video games designer. It's genius. However, I'm sure, as a lot of you know, if you're going into software programming, you have to learn a thing called programs. So the first thing that I had to learn was one called BASIC. And I don't know if you can tell by the name, it was one of the easy ones, BASIC. This was the single most depressing thing I'd ever done in my life. And this was step 1 on a 100-step ladder. How on earth was I going to climb that ladder if I couldn't get past the first step? I had to give this dream up. That's dream 3, dead. So let's fast forward to when I was 17. My head was literally in the sand. I had so many dreams growing up, I'd thrown them all away. I had university leering over my shoulder saying, "Hey Charlie, what do you want to be? What do you want to do?" I couldn't answer that question. I needed help. But who was going to help me? Careers advisor, my parents, my friends, none of them could really help me, could they? Because they didn't know what I wanted. Only I know what I wanted. But the problem is I couldn't vocalize it, so what I needed to do was help myself. And instead of telling you my experience, the next part of this story, I want to bring you guys with me. I want you guys to go on what I call a visualization exercise, because this is what I did a lot throughout my life, and it might just help you answer the question we started with. But to do this, I've invented a couple of characters.